I mean, I literally like I never applaud when I'm sitting on the couch or anything. But after that first episode, of the new series, and when they dig them up and they see how horrified they all look, and then Shadowy Men on a Shadowy Planet, that song comes on. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got so excited. I mean, it was a wonderful moment for me, and for all fans. But tell me about Shadowy Men on a Shadowy Planet. Where did these guys come from?
Oh, well, actually, again in my book, we talked to Don Pyle, the drummer
I
from
believe
Shadowy Men.
the book is still
Where's it
available.
available?
It's still available. It's from
Oh,
House of Anansi. If your store doesn't have it, I'm sure they'll order it for you. It's
okay.
called Kids in the Hall, One Dumb Guy. One dumb guy, because five of them are very smart, but together they're one dumb guy. That's the theory, their theory, not mine. But anyway, in the book, so in Calgary, we have Bruce and Mark before they were Kids in the Hall. Bruce was good friends with Reed Diamond, the original bass player for the Shadowy Men, and Brian Connolly. And when Brian and Reed moved to Toronto, which is what you do in Canada in those days anyway, they moved ahead, and they were part of the punk rock scene there and everything. And then Bruce said, well, when I move to Toronto, I'll join up with them. And so they all were hanging out. And then when the Kids in the Hall were doing a live show somewhere, they brought the Shadowy Men on a Shadowy Planet to play live at the side of the stage. So in between sketches, they would have this live rock band, which became now, of course, tied into the whole Kids in the Hall mythology. So they had become part of it. And when they got the TV series with Lorne Michaels, I think there was someone, it might have been Lorne, but someone at the company Broadway Video said, comedy has saxophone music. Comedy has horns, like those HBO specials, tonight. And Saturday Night Live has saxophones.
Yeah.
And they said, no, our comedy has, big note twang guitar, sort of rockabilly inspired surf music. That's what we do. And so they got to do the theme, Having an Average Weekend, which actually was a song that they had been playing at the live shows. And then that became the theme song. And then it just became synonymous, I noticed, with other comedy troupes would start using similar kinds of music, including The Daily Show. And you suddenly had this idea that rock and roll wasn't about saxophone. I mean, comedy wasn't about saxophone jazz. It was about rock and roll. And that's kind of what happened there. And then I just want to tell you a little sad footnote is Reed Diamond passed away many years ago. And Dallas Good took over from Toronto as their bass player. So in the new series, you hear the original recording with Reed Diamond. They're still using the original, but on the what they call interstitials, when they have the band cutaways, they show them in the opening credits. They show members of the band. Dallas Good is the bass player. Both those bass players have now passed away because Dallas Good just passed away prematurely, really young. Really sad. Everyone loved Dallas Good. So it is kind of a weird, not funny footnote to the whole thing is that both bass players from Shadowy Men have since passed away. But their music continues, and their music is synonymous with the Kids in the Hall. Like, you can't think of one without the other now, Anyway,